Hello friends, welcome back to Final Fantasy Tactics War of, I guess they're all dead, what do we do now? What we do now is head to Orbon. We've already been here, fighting through the vaults. We're gonna fight through different parts of the vaults now. We would like to thank Beowulf for his service. He is no longer required. To be fair, no one is really required at this point. We're going to see how some of this goes. In this pack, the last chapter has had a lot of its storyline fights upgraded. These are apparently no exception. We're going to start fighting some named characters. Things we're least happy about seeing are lots of casters. This stuff, these are not casters. So, shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you've missed Balthier, he just murders stuff. Have yet to give him his on-hit steal life weapons, as he just hasn't needed them. Decided against leveling everybody to 100, or 99 rather. It's kind of a waste. We don't need it. It was a lot more grinding than I wanted to do. Still not a fan of sword skills being terrible. What can you do, though? Besides, I hope they proc and kill somebody. Balthier, by the way, is fast. And why waste a special shot with an actual gun when you can use dual-wielding swords? Did I mention he's fast? Did I mention Rams is fast? By the way, speed in this game. Speed's real good. Of course he blocked that. Other characters are not as fast, and therefore not as good. If you can sacrifice essentially any number of physical attack. It's not really any number, but you can sacrifice a lot of physical attack to pick up speed. It's well worth it. These knights, not entirely sure what to do, and I don't blame them. I don't think anything here has anything worth stealing. Kind of regretting having steel equipped on anyone. I'm not going to take it off because it's a little too much work, but and that's this map. That doesn't seem good. The only treasures to pick up from the ground here are elixirs. So We're not going to bother with pretty much any of that. The 5th level of the vaults. Hello, caster team. I don't like casters. They can actually do stuff to us. Lafrey, aka Rofel, is fast. See, there's an elixir. Normally, Hollowed Bolt should be able to hit something, but today cannot target anything. Once again, I am sad that I cannot accurately judge distance. There's no penalty to using Barrage, so you should use Barrage. Nothing's... That was fun. Nothing is equipped with combat casting, which is unfortunate for them, because it means they take double or 50% more damage when casting, which is why the rule of don't put your hands up unless you want to die is the thing. Enemies don't know that rule very well. I'm so confused as to why he's not using his screw your equipment skills. Lafrey has combat casting, which is why we don't do anywhere near as much damage to him. He also has Save the Queen, which is why we also don't do much damage to him. He learned and is not stupid. Look at how little damage we do. He is arm-shottable though, so congratulations, he can't do anything for the rest of this map. That's fun. He thinks he's Ramza or something. Notice all the crits. That is partially due to Genji Glaive giving Balthier 4 times a crit chance. And Ramza unstones. Zomal, Reeve of Time. Explosions. Stuff. Things. We disappear. Where will we reappear? What did he just do? Who knows? But he's dead. Or dying. We are now in the Necro Hall. What a douche. Essentially, we're all dead now. We'll all die here. We're all fated to be unexisted, unalived. I don't know. Also, you notice Melodual switched places in our roster. It's because the game likes to throw things in random spots. It has Rafa as Unit 2. I don't know how it does that or why you can't move characters around like you can in some of the versions of this game, but you can't. We have to make 2 teams. How do you make those teams? I don't know. I just throw people in a map and see what happens. We're gonna fight little Mr. Gun Guy at some point. Here he is. This is... oh no. This is Kelatine. Or Heclatine in this version. He's a caster. He has a Zeus Mace. He has an Acacia hat, which is actually worth stealing. Looks like no one else is going to have anything worth stealing, though. Nope. Congratulations, little ninja. You have counter tackle. You're not going to be around to tackle, though. I think it's funny how Resh is counted as a magical attack. And that is one more death. And with all the casters except one taken out, we're now going to watch some sword magic happen. Hooray, sword magic. We now are the owners of a new Acacia hat. Here's what Holy looks like. Here's what Barrage looks like. One of those is significantly better than the other. Hands raised. Combat casting. Can we silence you? No. We seek to resurrect our Lord and Master, the High Seraph. I would concern myself with my own fate. Okay. Concerned ourselves with our own fate there. The game gives us a decent amount of money for some reason. Also, nothing attempts to blow up our gear because there's no way to get our gear back if they blow it up. Just something to think about. Does Valthier need better stats? No, but it's nice to have. Into the Lost Halidom. Hello, little worm things, and a barrack. He has a gun. You can, for this map, just give Balthier a gun. And watch him just barrage over the bridge here, and no one would really be too upset. Also, the way magic gun damage works is funny. It still needs to physically hit you before its magic procs. So Blade Guard can stop it. Always one tile short, even with 8 movement. These attacks lag out the game to an incredible degree. Gotta love the chemist using a potion. Let's heal a little bit. Move Agris across, and that was the end of that chemist. I can arm aim as well, sir. He's equipped with a blaster and an acacia hat and a Maximilian. Those are all pretty good things. So I think we're going to take him. I should have recognized that that thing had not been hit yet. And we have stolen your armor. Okay, don't act, or don't move rather. You can wear off any time now. Oh, can't steal anything from there. Sir, please stop running away. One day we'll get to actually do something. There is an argument for giving Mustadio poach. It would cut down 20% of his damage, but you could poach things. The thing is, at this point in the game, there's no point in having poach at all. Steel helmet. Nope. That's arm shot. Egress Y. We have now stolen his helm. I don't think I need another blaster. A man who's lost his pride can never be free. You surrendered your own freedom the moment you bowed your head to someone undeserving. Ram is gonna fuck this guy up. He thought he had transcended, but nope. We're 25 minutes in. We can do the last of this, I think. Let's equip some people, though. Orlando, in his Sword Saint role, can equip acacia hats. That's fun. And Maximilian just has the hefty HP boost on it, so it's actually not great. It's probably not better than what anyone is wearing at this point. Mustadio with the Escort Guard negates 4 elements, halves 4 elements. Agris with the Minerva Bustier negates 4 elements, halves 4 elements. Her worst piece of armor is her helm. The Genji helm is not really any better. Gives her 2 magic attack. She does nothing with magic attack. Vanguard helm gives her 20 MP. She does nothing with MP. She would also really like to wear an acacia hat, but she can't. Balthier, Brave Suit gives him his re-raise. We'll be not using Mustadio, I think, from here out. He has served us well to this point, however. Actually, I think he's worth it just to have a Phoenix down in case everything goes wrong. Our party as it is pretty great. Welcome to the airship graveyard. Guess he's having some problems getting his High Seraph to come play. This guy's totally a douchebag. He's also a Lucavi. Meet what should be Hashmalam the Regulator. Here he is Hashmal, Bringer of Order. He's a derpy little lion guy. He wants to cause as much bloodshed as possible to revive Saint Ajora. You'll notice our sister over here. Let's run our guys into danger. Let's be 1 square off. Let's forget where he casts his Esper. Let's make it totally irrelevant as we move Balthier up here. I think it was targeted on him, so it'll just hit him. Guess who doesn't have combat casting because he's an NPC? Or a non-human character, an NHC. That's right. It's this guy. He's a little bit scared. Here's a meteor. It hurt Balthier a little bit. But it's barrage time. Killed himself to see if maybe the Angel of Blood will do something. Hello, Saint Ajora. Funny seeing you here. Okay, so for this fight, kinda thinking that Estadio might not be the best choice. Let's bring someone who halves all elements instead. Just on the off chance that Saint Najora does stuff. Looks like Alma's trying to fight back. And she did. And Saint Najora becomes Zalaria, or Ultima, the High Seraph. This fight is going to be very similar to the last fight, where we're going to press Barrage and then we're going to get Ultima'd by 4 things and it's going to suck. Wait, what? Alma has maybe a trick up her sleeve before she goes. Saint Najora is not a fan of Alma being alive. But we are. So let's see what we can do. Turns out nothing because we put the wrong movement skill on this guy. So we're going to see what a Bahamut does, if there's anything alive to Bahamut. There might not be. Ramza plus Balthier plus Orlando is sort of enough to kill everything. And you just gave both of your haste. In its second form, with no demons around. Here's a Mega Flare. Gregory pretended to do something. Mustadio probably would have done more damage this fight. We have yet to hear a scream, however, so he is, Celeria is not dead. Hooray. Celeria also has teleport. And is also teaching us the rule of not to raise our hands up. I think we should give Ramza some Aegis love. But it seems like we don't have to. That is the end of Valera. Or Ultima, or whatever you want to call it, in whichever version of this game you're playing. The battle is won. Now they're holding funerals for us. Well, for Alma. Lita and Avelia have gotten married. Not quite sure how much she wanted that, but it happened. A lot of good people died that night, or that day, or that whenever it was. Or did they? They were never seen again. And it turns out that Orin's descendant, Aslam, is the one in charge of the journals and stories as we go. That is the one who published the dry papers the second time. And that's how the game ends. Did anyone actually survive? Did he really see Ramza and Alma? Who knows? As the credits play out, War of the Lions, it's fun. Its downside is that in the original game, Luso is sort of ridiculous for being a second Ramza, and Balthier is Mustadio, but better in every possible way. If you give him a gun, he just barrages the crap out of everything forever. If you give him swords, or daggers, or ninja swords, or a katana, you can see what he does with barrage. This version massively nerfs Orlandu, Melidul, and Agrius, and two of them are still basically good enough to use the entire game. Melidul would be if her sword skills weren't just horrifically useless. Like, oh no, you can break a piece of equipment but not do damage. Why not just one-shot something, though? If we had played a calculator, the calculator would murder everything. If we had played a black mage the entire time, the black mage would have murdered everything and hopefully survived. There are 18 trillion ways to play this game. Solo Ramza with a random class, solo Ramza with the class you choose, every character having only things equipped that start with the same letter as both abilities and gear is a way you can play it. This was just a quick run through where we didn't try to do any of that. There's low level runs where you have to. It works better when you hack it to not have to have random encounters. here we are back at Zoltenia. King Delita. Well then. That happened. That was Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions. If you enjoyed it, there will be more. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't know why you're watching this still. Y'all take it easy, and I'll see you in the next Let's Play.